And on this video, we're gonna be taking a look at the Rove R2-4K Dashcam. What I like to do is first show you what you get inside of this box, then walk you through the features of the Dashcam. Finally, I'll show you some actual test drive footage of the Dashcam both at day and at night. As always, I have placed a link in the description down below if you like to get your own Rove R2-4K mini Dashcam. The Rove R2-4K Dashcam is able to record in quad high definition. So you got high definition and then you have quad high definition. Now how are we gonna attach this camera to our car? Well, they included two mounts, and this is great. I don't see this very often. They included one that uses double-sided tape, which is one of my favorite ways to mount it, and then we can simply mount the camera onto our car windshield. We peel the back of the tape and we stick this to the windshield of our car. Then the mount has the ability to tilt so we can aim the Dashcam and make sure that it points at the best position of the road. But what about if you don't want to use the double-sided tape mount? Well, then you can use the included suction mount. And a lot of people prefer the suction mount because it allows you to place the Dashcam in one place. If you don't like the camera angle, you can simply take it off and place it in another place. Also, we can all remove the Dashcam if we wanted to put it in a different car very easily. So that is the advantage of the suction mount. The suction mount has the same ability as the double-sided tape mount to be able to tilt. Again, so we can point the Dashcam and get the best possible view of the road. To power the R2-4K Dashcam, Rove has included this very nice cigarette lighter adapter plug, which includes two additional ports for USB charging on the back. So this is great. It means that it's not gonna tie up our cigarette lighter plug if we wanna power up the Dashcam. And then they include this power adapter, which is about 12 feet in length, so it allows us enough length for us to be able to hide the cable inside of the trim of our car, and it's gonna look pretty clean. Also, they have included the installation tool. Again, this is just a piece of plastic, but trust me, this will make your life a lot easier because it allows us to push the wire into the trim, into the underliner of the roof of your car and hide and conceal the cable. Now let's move over to the car so I can show you the rest of the features. So we can see the front view of the car, we can see the miles per hour, and we can see that we are recording by that blinking dot over here. We also have the date and time on the bottom, and we have a summarized view of the settings that we have selected for the Dashcam. But let's go into the menu. And we can see that the first option is going to be resolution. I'm going to hit OK on here, and you'll notice that we have the highest resolution at 2880 by 2160. As I mentioned, this is Quad HD. However, it is giving us a frame rate of 24 frames per second. Now that is the standard that people use when they make movies. You can increase the amount of frames per second to 30 frames per second, and the resolution gets reduced slightly. Typically, a higher frame rate will give you a better ability to see things like license plates. So I'd rather sacrifice some resolution for more frames per second. Now, what's really interesting about this Dashcam, and this is something I have never seen in other Dashcams, is the amount of frame per second modifications or options that you can do. And if you ever play with an iPhone and make things in slow motion, if you run this camera at 120 frames per second, you're gonna be able to slow down tremendously vehicles and see the license plates or little details, again at the cost of resolution. But this is really interesting. I never seen that on a Dashcam. This Dashcam also supports time-lapse recording. And why would you use time-lapse? Well, time-lapse is used if you want to go on a scenic drive and you want to capture many hours of driving in a compressed short video. You could turn that on and enable it to capture 4 images per second or 2 images per second, 1 image per second, etc. Moving on to the next option, 24-hour parking monitor. And this is where the hardwire is really gonna make this Dashcam shine. If you hardwire this Dashcam, now you can select additional options. You can select time-lapse, which allows the Dashcam to record when the car is off. It's gonna continue to record. It's gonna take 1 picture every second, so you're gonna see people passing by the car. But if at some point somebody bumps into the car, the camera is gonna turn on and record full video. Now this is important because other Dashcams do support parking monitor, but the parking monitor comes on only after you got hit. So once you get hit, you don't have evidence of the actual hit taking place. The camera turns on and it's like, what happened? You only have video of the person potentially leaving the scene. So by having the time-lapse function on,
that enables this dashcam to capture what happened before your car got hit. You could also select the second option, which is motion detection. Again, with parking monitoring, this is great. If you enable motion detection on and somebody passed in front of the dashcam will come on and record them. So that is two options that you get if you decide to hardwire the dashcam. And you could also turn off the video stamps. So this is the information that shows up in the bottom of the video, things like the date, the speed, and your GPS coordinates. Some people don't want to have their GPS speed recorded on camera or on your video. You might incriminate yourself, so you can turn off the speed setting off. But I do have heard stories that they have used the speed recording by their dashcam to fight tickets. So if you record your speed and you're going at the correct speed, you can use potentially this to prove that you were not going a little bit too fast. Now let's look at the G sensor options. The G sensor is a gravity sensor, which means it detects when your car gets hit and automatically locks and saves that video. So if you ever get involved into a car crash, the dashcam has you covered. It saved that video and it's not gonna go anywhere. Now normally what I've seen in the dashcams that I have reviewed so far, I see three options. You have low, medium, and high. This camera has 9 levels of sensitivity, so you are able to fine-tune how much force it takes for your car to be triggered. Now, if I have it on 1, any low impact is going to trigger the dashcam. And I was driving around testing it out, and it was getting triggered left to right. But if you're driving around, I'm going to select something high, like a medium impact, maybe even as high as a 7. That way, it only really gets triggered when it actually senses something large that hit the car, not any kind of little bump that you go over the road. We can also change the speed units between miles and kilometers. I'm going to select miles per hour. You could also mount this camera upside down. And if you were to mount it upside down, you do have the ability to rotate the video. I haven't seen that option on many dash cams. That's neat that they gave us that flexibility. We can turn on or off the Wi-Fi. Now this is something that you will want to turn on if you're going to download the app and want to view the videos on your phone. And we can adjust the date and time manually, but this dashcam is equipped with GPS and the GPS is built in here, so we didn't need to install a separate antenna, and it's automatically going to pick the right time and the right date based on the GPS. Now we do have to tell the dashcam where you are located so it knows what time to give you. I am located in California, so I'm going to select UTC -7 and the date and time are set automatically. Screensaver settings. You can select how long before the screen turns off. What's interesting, the one that I actually like is this option right here too. You can select it to turn off after 1 minute, but it doesn't turn off entirely. Instead, it turns into a speedometer, so you see the miles per hour, and it turns into a compass, so you're able to see if you're going north, south, and west. So I like that screensaver function. Then we can also turn off the beeping sound, and that is the sound you hear when I click or push any of the buttons. Now this dashcam has a very gentle click noise when you select the options. It doesn't annoy me. There's some dashcams that have a very annoying sound, so I'm gonna leave that on. I think it's an okay sound. And you can also turn off the boot up sound. If you notice the camera went ding when you turned it on, you can turn that off if you want to. I'm gonna leave mine on. TV mode. Now, are you gonna see TV on this dashcam? No. What this means, and you actually might have noticed this on the close-up that I did of the dashcam, this dashcam has HDMI out. So we can take this dashcam to our TV and select TV mode and view the videos on our TV directly. That is pretty neat. Again, this is another first for a dashcam. I have not seen that before. Frequency. That should be set as 60 for the United States or 50 if you're in Europe. Now selecting the right frequency is going to reduce any flickering of any lights that you may capture on your dashcam. Now as far as storage space, this dashcam supports memory cards as large as 512 gigabytes in size. That's a lot of space. A lot of people want that, so you definitely can do it with this dashcam. Now this dashcam, like I said, will automatically lock a video when you get into a car crash. But what if you see a car crash, one that didn't affect you? Well, you can select the emergency button, and that automatically told the dashcam, hey, what just happened in front of us is important, do not delete it. And this button right here is cool too because it allows you to turn off the screen automatically at command. So that's another option that I think gives you flexibility in using this dashcam. And the last button allows us to stop the recording or start the recording, just in case you were going somewhere that you might not want to be recorded of or have evidence that you went to a place. Whichever that place is, I don't know. But now that I show you the features, let's move on to the actual test drive footage. And if you guys have any questions regarding the Rove R2-4K dashcam, please leave it in the comments down below. And I do have the hardwire video coming up for this dashcam, which will enable the additional functionality. So make sure you guys stay subscribed so you don't miss that video. And if you want to get your own Rove R2-4K dashcam, remember I placed a link in the description down below for you guys. If you guys found any part of this video helpful, please hit the thumbs up button to support the channel. And I have a lot more cool reviews coming up, so stay tuned. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, I'll see you.